The world, welcome to Send It Rising Live. Today is going to be a really interesting episode because we're going to do a little bit different. So, two things: taxes, and the second thing, TikTok. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. For those of you listening on iTunes, Spotify, etc., we're live. YouTube.com/Send It Rising every day, Monday through Friday. Come join me, ask me questions, troll me. Two things: taxes. So, are you an entrepreneur? Turns out that the tax laws are changing all around the country. Kellen, I'm bored already with tax laws. So I get this letter in the mail that's like, yo, you owe taxes, bro. And I went to say, what now? Turns out the state of California has this like net that it casts on something called source income. And so you could be in the state of Nevada, for example, and all of a sudden you know, are being requested to pay taxes from California because it's source income. So, say for example, you have no state income tax in your state, and you think, yeah, I don't have to pay state income tax because I'm like living in the Nevada state. And then, boom, California's like, we don't care. We simply do not care. Hello to Christina in chat. Good morning to you as well. Join us live, youtube.com/Send It Rising to chat. You know you want to. And anyway, so I think the state of California is the only state that does that. But what's wild about it is if you don't file those taxes, they can just go back and say, hey, for all these years that you did business in the state of California, and by business in the state of California, I mean source income. Like if you have a client from California, but you're in Delaware, then the state of California can come after you. And what's wild is if you're in India, they can't. If you're in Mexico, they can't. If you are in Canada, they can't. So a lot of states, I think, are going to start doing this, where they're going to start collecting income from businesses that do business and receive money from that state, and then there's going to be a huge incentive for people to live in Mexico, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you just live in Mexico and you just receive money from the United States to Mexico, things like that, where people are just trying to avoid these sorts of loopholes. Payroll taxes are super expensive for my entrepreneurs out there. It's like 11%, something like that. And if you hire someone in India, in Mexico, in Canada, in anywhere else, you just pay them. That's it. End of story. And so there's just this huge disincentive to hire people if you have a company in the United States and you're hiring in the United States. So it's like if you want to help out the small business owner, man, make it easier for us. You know. Not to mention, it's just really stressful to deal with taxes that you didn't see coming or didn't know it even existed. So again, I'm no tax expert, but in the recent few weeks, I've learned a lot about source income from the state of California. So there's certain thresholds that you meet, and it's wild. It's just super wild. So that sort of super tax heavy California culture turns out extends past state lines. Absolutely insane to me. So yeah, be aware of it. It's very stressful stuff. TikTok. So there are two videos I want you to check out. The first one is Rainbow and Power VX. Rainbow and Power VX. You just have to type that into YouTube. It's Rainbow and Power space VX. And you will see my daughter's first music video. It took us a month to make it. It's got 70 some views on it, 17 likes so far. Some people have said it's made their day. They really like it. You can't comment on it because it's a made for kids video, but I started doing that video and I got all this positive feedback. And in doing this beautiful passion project, what I found was there's a lot of things that I learned about editing, adding explosions, adding this, adding that. And it was a lot of fun. And it's so interesting to me how these passion projects can inform your actual, business. And so I ended up writing another song recently and getting back into GarageBand and that sort of thing. And it got me motivated to start writing songs for TikTok. And I was thinking about doing my own little channel where I did a song a week. But then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it for Send It Rising. I'm going to write songs for Send It Rising. For example, I've got this song queued up that I'll play just a little bit of here that is going to go on TikTok. Meta will always be Facebook to me. There's a teaser for you. I'm not sure if you can hear that. But or if it was too loud, I have no idea. Just playing it through my speakers. But the premise of the song is that Meta will always be Facebook to me. This whole like name change, whatever. Back when I was younger, I wanted to be a serious musician. I still, I guess, sort of am. I play a bunch of instruments, but the point is that I love making songs and I'm goofy. And I thought, you know what, TikTok would be a perfect kind of avenue for expressing that goofiness. And so I talked with my staff this morning, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, do whatever you got to do." Not that I'm asking for permission, but it's kind of like you run the risk of being very embarrassing, but it's TikTok, so isn't that the entire point of it? So I will find myself spending 4, 5, 6 hours on these songs, which I absolutely love making. And it's just resonating and I'm getting into flow state. And so I have high hopes now. So I don't know if you want to join me on TikTok. I've been doing social media content videos, which I do like. It's fun for me to talk about Facebook and what they're up to and Twitter and the politics behind all that stuff. This show, I definitely get into a flow state. It's fun having a podcast. I'm just trying to get a lot more people on this podcast. And how can we do that? There's a gentleman on TikTok the other day who was selling a philosopher's desk. It's beautiful. It's like it has so many hidden compartments, and one of them, it turns into a wand, and then you used a magnet on the wand to open up another compartment, and it's just beautiful. And it's got tens of thousands of likes, and then at the end of it, he's like, "This is for sale on Etsy." And so it just dawned on me that this dude is getting a ton of love selling. My sister sells wigs, and she's famous on TikTok. She's famous for selling wigs. Isn't that interesting? And so it turns out that they're not necessarily opposed to you selling stuff. They're cool with it. They just want you to entertain them. And we place a huge premium in this culture on entertainment. My brother was just talking about that with a meme coin that he's invested in, where they just produce all these fantastic memes. And as a award-winning playwright, my brother was talking about just how there's so much value in this. And then he did quite well on this meme coin because he saw it coming. And so the same holds true for that. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there that I'm going to start producing TikTok music videos. If anyone wants to talk about this sort of production, anyone's interested in an entrepreneurial conversation, but doing things a little bit differently, I'm available. info at scnditrising.com. That's info at senditrising.com. Shoot me an email. I'd love to chat with you. But that's the plan for today. The reason why I was a little bit late to the show was because I was talking to my tax guy. So again, if you are an entrepreneur and you weren't aware of it, there is something called source income, and yeeks. When I was looking at the social media news of the day today, it was kind of just like I don't know if it's a lame news day, but just not a lot going on. But there was one article I pulled up, a couple that I think you might like. 3 lifestyle practices to become a healthier entrepreneur, prioritizing movement. I don't know if you have a stand-up desk, but I'm literally standing right now, and I don't know how people live without one. So movement's a big, big deal. You gotta keep it moving. Establish a routine. Sure, that's fine. Fuel your body. I mean, I don't know if you're big into tea. I've check out the Leo Lucchini episode I did previously. But tea is a huge, huge, huge winner when it comes to productivity. I have a coffee crash whenever I go down that particular road. You probably do too. But loose leaf tea, the best part of it is you can just keep hitting those tea leaves with water throughout the day, and you can drink tea for 7, 8 hours, and then you don't have to worry about the crash. So fueling your body is a pretty big deal. Started eating breakfast. I haven't really had breakfast for like the last 20 years. I'm not much of a breakfast person, but I started doing that and I have noticed a change. But yeah, fueling your body, obviously what you eat is going to have a huge impact. Additionally, we have a story about a Spanish entrepreneur allegedly tortured for a Bitcoin fortune. Just goes to show that just if you have, if you make it public that you're doing really well in crypto, there are some bad actors out there, man. So you got to be very cautious. This particular gentleman, how do I put this? You can have all of the security you want on your wallets and think, oh, that's it, but again, there are people out there that will force you into giving up those passwords. It's wild. Real life crypto attacks are not as rare as you might think. There's two incidents. A guy being held up at knife point. As long as they know you've got it. Bitcoin ATMs too. There's a new kind of thievery going on out there, so do be cautious. It's pretty wild. Anyway, that's the show for today. Little quick one. But look out for me on TikTok at Send It Rising. If you're not on TikTok, I do recommend that you do check it out. We've talked about it a lot on the show. It's a big deal. But hey, really appreciate it. Got a busy day here. Y'all have a good one. We'll talk to you next time. Oh, guest tomorrow, Oksana. Ooh, stay tuned. Bye for now.